Hello, dear friends. Myself, Professor D.G. Trivedi. I'm going to teach you in EL 6502, unit number 1, D to A conversions and A to D conversions. This is going to be our first lecture in semester 6. So, I will discuss about the syllabus about this unit. In EL 6502, unit 1, we have taken the syllabus from the known book to you, Malvino and Leach and Saha. In this particular book, there are 10 topics, 12.1 to 12.10 is taken. This is chapter number 12. The first topic is variable register networks. Second one is the binary ladders. Third one is D to A converters. Fourth one is D to A accuracy and resolutions. 12.5 is A to D converter, simultaneous conversions. 12.6 is A to D converter, counter method. 12.7 continuous A to D conversions. 12.8 A to D techniques. 12.9 dual slope A to D conversion. And 10.10 is A to D accuracy and resolutions. So this way, this complete chapter is in your syllabus for unit number 1 of EL 6502 paper. Our objective to study this chapter is to be able to calculate related to the variable register and binary ladder networks. That means if these are the networks which is utilized for digital to analog conversions. So digital input or digital information is given at the digital inputs, and that digital input voltages is converted equivalent to analog voltage, and that can be calculated. That is our first goal or objective will be there for two different type of networks, that is a variable register network and second one is a binary ladder network. Recall some of the sections of the typical D to A converter and calculate D to A resolutions. Third objective, to understand A to D conversions using simultaneous, counter, continuous and dual slope methods. And the last one is discuss the accuracy and resolutions of A to D converter just like D to A converter. Now, we'll start with the introduction of this chapter. Digital to analog and analog to digital convergence form two very important aspects of digital data processing. So, when we process a digital data or digital system we are going to utilize, that means we have to convert the analog signal into digital forms and that should be presented to the digital system or MPU or CPU where the data processing will take place. After getting a result which cannot be read out by a common man, it should be again converted from digital to analog forms. So we require the two systems, that means analog signal to digital conversions and digital signal to analog conversions. Digital to analog conversions involve translation of digital information into equivalent analog information. So the first thing we are going to study is digital to analog conversions, which involves the translation of digital information into equivalent analog information. What is digital information will be there? Normally, it is in a string of binary numbers, 1-0 forms. That is called a digital information. And corresponding 1 and 0, there is some voltage level. That means corresponding to 0 is going to be 0 volt and corresponding to 1 there will be plus V volt will be there. So this information in a form of digital signal that has to be translated or convert into analog voltage equivalent weighted analog voltage. As an example, the output of digital system might be changed to analog form for the purpose of driving a pen recorder, because we know that electronic instruments like a pen recorder, which is drawing a graph, etc., where it depends upon what is the analog output voltage corresponding to the digital signal is there. That way, that pen recorder require analog signals. So prior to that, there should be between the digital system and pen recorder, D to A converter is required. Similarly, an analog signal might be required for a servo motors, which drive the cursor arm of a lotus. This is also to draw a analog graphs corresponding to the digital informations, where D to A converter is required. In this respect, a D to A converter is sometimes considered a decoding device. So you understand now, D to A converter is also known as a decoding device. It is decoding the digital information into the layman language, that is analog forms. The process of changing an analog signal to an equivalent digital signal is accompanied by the use of A to D converter. Now reverse to that. If you are having an analog signal is there and we want to present that signal to the digital system cannot understand that forms. So what we have to do? We have to convert this analog information into the digital information in the form of 10 forms or in the string of binary, and that should be presented to the digital system MPU or CPU, where it is going to be processed. And for that, A to D converter is required. For example, an A to D converter is used to change the analog output signals from a transducers. So normally transducers are like this, which are measuring either temperature, pressure, vibration, density, etc. These are the analog quantities. These analog quantities may be in the form of currents or voltage. This analog quantity has to be converted into digital forms by using A to D converter. This signal would then be in the form of suitable for entry into digital system. An A to D converter is often referred to as encoding device, since it is used to encode signals for entry into digital system. Digital to analog conversions is straightforward process and is considerably easier than A to D conversions. So you understand, D to A conversions can be prepared using a variable register network or binary ladder network, and for to understanding this circuit it is easier because you should know the Ohm's law and certain Kirchhoff's law, etc. So you can calculate the analog output voltage from the resistive network. But A to D conversions is slightly complicated compared to that. And moreover, D to A unit is an integral part of A to D conversion, and hence we are going to study D to A conversions first. In fact, D to A conversions is usually an integral part of any A to D converter. For this reason, we consider D to A process first. So we are starting with 12.1 variable register networks. So first type of D to A conversions is using variable register network. The basic problem is converting a digital signal into an equivalent analog signal is to change an n digital voltage levels into one equivalent analog voltage. I think you must have understood these things. If you are having a digital signal 1010 or something corresponding to 1, there will be digital voltage, maybe 1 corresponds to plus 5 volt and 0 corresponds to 0 volt. That means digital signal corresponds to n number of digital voltages, and this all voltages has to be converted into corresponding equivalent analog voltage. That is the way we can have D to A converter. So the basic problem is converting a digital signal into an equivalent analog signal is to change the n digital voltage levels into one equivalent analog voltage. This can be most easily accomplished by designing a resistive network that will change each digital level into an equivalent binary weighted voltage or current. Now, what is binary equivalent weight? You know that LSB is the least significant bit, which is having a binary weight of 2 raised to 0. Then when we move from LSB to the MSB, that means second MSB, which is having a binary weight of 2 raised to 1. Then 2 raised to 2, 2 raised to 3, etc. So that is the way is known as the binary weight, binary position weight. Each digit in a binary number is having its position value or binary weight. So this we have to study. So if the digital signal voltage or digital voltage level is V corresponding to the position of the digital signal in a binary number, its equivalent weight is going to be different, and that we want to find out. As an example of what is meant by binary equivalent weight, consider the truth table for the 3-bit binary signal shown in a figure 12.1. Suppose that we want to change the 8 possible digital signals in this figure into equivalent analog voltage. The smallest number represented is 000. Let us make this equal to 0 volt. The largest number is 111. Let us make this equal to plus 7 volt. So we consider that there is a 3-bit digital signal is there, and if it is 3-bit digital signals, the binary numbers are varying from 000 to 111. 000 corresponds to minimum voltage, let us corresponds to 0 volt, and the maximum number is going to be 111, that corresponds to, let us say, plus 7, because between the 000 and 111 there are 7 discrete states, and that is why for convenience, for calculations, we take that maximum voltage is going to be plus 7 corresponding to 111. This then establishes the range of analog signal to be developed. There is nothing special about the voltage level chosen. They were simply selected for the convenience or for simplification of the calculation. Now, notice that between 000 and 111 there are 7 discrete levels to be defined. Therefore, it will be convenient to divide the analog signal into the 7 levels. The smallest incremental change in the digital signal is represented by the least significant bit, that is LSB 2 raised to 0. So the value of LSB 2 raised to 0 is going to be 1. It is position weight is going to be 1. And when you are moving from one binary number to the next binary number in a sequence, then the change in the weight should be given by LSB. The smallest incremental change in the digital signal is represented by the least significant bit LSB 2 raised to 0. Thus, we would like to have this bit cause a change in the analog output voltage that is equal to 1/7 of the full scale analog output voltage, because between 000 and 111 there are 7 steps. So when you make an increment, there should be change in the LSB, and that corresponds to output voltage change of 1/7 of full scale voltage. The resistive divider will then be designed such that 1 in 2 raised to 0 position will cause plus 7 volt multiplied by 1 upon 7, that is equal to plus 1 volt at the output. So, from these calculations we can say that if there is a LSB is going to be changing from one state to another state, corresponding to that there should be a change of the voltage. Analog output voltage should be plus 1 volt. Similarly, if there is a change in 2 raised to 1 bit is equal to 2 and 2 raised to 0 is equal to 1, it can be clearly seen that 2 raised to 1 bit represents a number that is twice the size of 2 raised to 0 bit. So, the position weight of 2 raised to 1 is equal to 2, and hence that position weight is 2 times than the position weight of 2 raised to 0, that is going to be 1. So, we can say that if there is a voltage n 2 raised to 1, that voltage level should be 2 times than the voltage level given by 2 raised to 0 times. Therefore, 1 in 2 raised to 1 bit position must cause a change in the analog output voltage that is twice the size of the LSB. The resistive divider must then be constructed such that 1 in 2 raised to 1 bit position will cause a change of plus 7 into 2 by 7 or 2 parts in the 7, that is equal to 2 volt, and the analog output voltage. That means if 1 in the 2 raised to 0 position, that will give the corresponding output voltage of 1 volt, and 1 into 2 raised to 1 position will provide the output voltage of plus 2 volt. Similarly, 2 raised to 2 position, that is a second bit, third bit, MSB, which is having a position weight of 4, that is equal to 2 times 2 raised to 1, and that is equal to 4 times 2 raised to 0, and thus the position weight of 2 raised to 2 bits must cause a change in the output voltage equal to 4 times that of LSB. So, the 2 raised to 2 bit must then be cause an output voltage change of plus 7 multiplied by 4 by 7, that is equal to 4 volt, because the position weight of 2 raised to 4 is 4 times than 2 raised to 0. 2 raised to 0 will give you the output voltage of plus 1 volt. So, 2 raised to 2 bit will give the output voltage of 4 times, that is going to be plus 4 volt. This process can be continued, and it will be seen that each successive bit must have a value twice that of a preceding bit. Thus, the LSB is given a binary equivalent weight of 1 upon 7 or 1 part in the 7. The next LSB is given a 2 by 7, a weight of 2 by 7, which is twice the LSB or 2 part in the 7. The MSB, the case of the 3-bit system, is given a 4 weight or 4 by 7, which is 4 times the LSB or 4 part in the 7. Notice that the sum of the weight must be equal to 1. So, each digit position's weight is going to be additive, and that comes out to be 1. LSB is having a position weight of 1 upon 7. Second LSB is having a position weight of 2 by 7. And third LSB, which is called MSB, which is having a position weight of 4 by 7. If you take the addition of these two, it comes out to be 7 by 7, that is equal to 1. In general, the binary equivalent weight assigned to the LSB is 1 upon 2 raised to n minus 1, where n is the number of bits. So, this formula is important. So, what is the weight assigned to the LSB? Depends upon number of bits in the digital number or binary sequence. N indicates the number of bits. So, in position weight or equivalent weight assigned to the LSB is 1 upon 2 raised to n minus 1, where n indicates the number of bits. Now, corresponding to this, there are certain examples here we have considered. The example 12.1 Find the binary equivalent weight of each bit in a 4-bit system. The LSB has a weight of, because this is a 4-bit system, so n corresponds to 4. So the LSB has a weight of 1 upon 2 raised to n. N corresponds to 4. So 2 raised to 4 minus 1, that is 1 upon 16 minus 1, that is equal to 1 upon 15, or 1 part in 15. The second LSB has weight double, 2 times 1 upon 50, that is equal to 2 upon 15. The third LSB has weight of 4 times 1 upon 15, that is equal to 4 upon 15, and MSB has a weight of 8 times 1 upon 15, or 8 upon 15. As a check, the sum of the weight must be equal to 1, that is 1 upon 15 plus 2 upon 15 plus 4 upon 15 plus 8 upon 15, that is equal to 15 upon 15, that is equal to 1. So the binary equivalent weight for the 3-bit and 4-bit system are summarized in a figure 12.2. So this is your figure 12.2. This is the 3-bit system and this is going to be the 4-bit system. So in a 3-bit system from 000 to 111, there are 7 discrete states will be there. And position weight of the LSB is going to be 1 upon 7, because 1 upon 2 raised to 3 minus 1, that is 1 upon 8 minus 1, that is going to be 1 upon 7, that is the position weight of LSB. Then the position weight of the second LSB is twice, so 2 by 7, and position weight of the third LSB is 4 times the LSB, that is equal to 4 upon 7, and the summation of this weight comes out to be 7 by 7, and that is equal to 1. Similarly, for the 4-bit system, the position weight of 2 raised to 0, that is going to be 1 upon 50, because 1 upon 2 raised to 4 minus 1, that is going to be 1 upon 15. Second LSB, the weight is twice of this one, so 2 upon 15. Third LSB is weight of 4 times to LSB, and the MSB is having weight of 8 times to the LSB. And that comes out to be 15 upon 15. This is the binary equivalent weight of 3-bit system as well as 4-bit system. Now we are going to study the resistive divider network, how it will do these things. What is now desired is the resistive divider network that has 3 digital inputs and 1 analog output as shown in a figure 12.3a. So we are interested to implement the circuit which can have a digital inputs and analog outputs. If it is 3-bit number is there, that means 3 digital inputs will be there and 1 analog output will be there using resistor divider network. Assume that digital input levels are 0 corresponds to 0 volt and 1 corresponds to plus 7 volt. Now for the input level of 001, the output will be plus 1 volt. Similarly, the input of 010 will provide an output voltage of 2 volt. In LSB, the position weight is 1 upon 7, or that corresponds to plus 1 volt. Similarly, the position weight of the second bit, that is 2 raised to 1, is having the weight of 2 times, and that's why it will provide the output voltage of plus 2 volt. And MSB, 2 raised to 2 bit, if 1 is there in a 2 raised to 2 bit, that provides the output voltage of 4 times than the output voltage which is contributed by LSB. That's why it should be 1 multiplied by 4, so it is going to be plus 4 volt. The digital input signal 011 is seen to be combination of the two signals 001 and 010. That means 1 digit in 2 raised to 0 position, which will provide plus 1 volt, and 1 digit in a 2 raised to 1 positions, that will provide a plus 2 volt, and the summation of these two, 1 plus 2 is going to be 3 volt corresponding to 011. So you can consider this is a block diagram of the circuit, resistive divider network. which will be having 3 digital inputs. Each one is given according to base binary weight 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1 and 2 raised to 2. These are the 3 bits. We can combine like this one 0 0 0, 0 0 1, 0 1 0, 0 1 1, 1 0 0, 1 0 1 and 1 1 1, 1 1 0 and 1 1 1. So from this to this there are 8 different combinations will be there, starting from this corresponds to 0 volt and the last corresponds to plus 7 volt. That way it is digital signal is supposed to convert into analog signal by this way. This is the requirements and which can be fulfilled by using this variable resistor network. So you can consider that there are 3 inputs 2 raised to 0 MSB, 2 raised to 1, then LSB 2 raised to 0 will be there. This is having a resistance which is designated R0. Now here there is a 2 raised to 1. The resistance is said to be R1. The value of the resistance R1 should be equal to R0 by 2. That means this resistance should be half of this resistance R0. And at the position 2 raised to 2, that should be resistance R2, which should be 1/4 of R0 is required. And R1 divided by 2 it should be there. R2 is equal to R1 divided by 2 or R0 divided by 4. And this will be the load resistance. This value of the load resistance across which you are taking the analog output voltage. This load resistance must be greater than R0, so it will not provide any kind of loading to the input circuitry. If plus 1 volt from 2 raised to 0 bit is added to the plus 2 volt from 2 raised to 1 bit, the desired plus 3 volt output from the 011 input is achieved. The other desired voltage level are shown in figure 12.3b. They too are additive combination of the voltages. So that also we can see here. Suppose you want to find out what is the voltage corresponding to this one. There are two signals, one in 2 raised to 4, that means 100 will provide 4 volt and 001 will provide 1 volt. So 101 will provide plus 5 volt. Here it is going to be, this one will provide plus 4 volt, this one will provide 2 volt, so it is going to be 6 volt. Similarly here each one will provide the voltage, this will provide 4 volt, this will contribute 2 volt and this will contribute 1 volt, that's why it is going to be 7 volt. So thus the resistive divider must do two things in order to change the digital input into equivalent analog output voltage. The 2 raised to 0 bit must be changed to plus 1 volt. 2 raised to 1 bit must be changed to the plus 2 volt and 2 raised to 2 bit must be changed to the plus 4 volt. Second things, these three voltages representing the digital bit must be added or summed together to form the analog output voltage. So this digital voltages, n bit digital voltage levels should be converted to the equivalent analog output voltage. A resistive divider that performs this function is shown in figure 12.4. The resistor R0, R1 and R2 form the resistor divider network. Resistance RL represents the load resistance to which the divider is connected and is considered to be very large, enough that it does not load the divider network. Assume that digital input signal 001 is applied to this network. Recalling that 0 is equal to 0 volt and 1 corresponds to plus 7 volt. You can draw the equivalent circuit shown in a figure 12.5. The resistance RL is considered large and is neglected. The analog output voltage VA can be most easily be found by using the Millman's theorems. So the value of RL, load resistance, across which you are taking the VA or analog output voltage should be very large compared to the maximum value of the resistance R0, and hence it will not provide a loading to the input circuitry. The analog output voltage VA can most easily be found by using Millman's theorem. Now what is Millman's theorem? Millman's theorem is at the nodal theorem, you can say that. At a node, summation of the currents divided by total number of conductance. That is Millman's theorem. You can read like this way. VA can most easily be found using the Millman's theorem. We state that the voltage appearing at any node in a resistive network is equal to the summation of the current entering the node found by assuming that node voltage is going to be 0. So, if you want to find out what is voltage appearing at any node, that is nothing but the summation of the current entering to that node divided by the summation of conductance connected to the node. This is Millman's theorem. Assuming that node voltage is 0, that is very important. In equation form, Millman's theorem is written as V is equal to voltage at any node is equal to the currents. What is current provided by the LSB? Or first one resistance, each resistance V1 upon R1 is I1 current, V2 upon R2 is the I2 current, V3 upon R3 is I3 current. So each resistance which is providing a currents divided by the conductance. Conductance is the reciprocal of the resistance. That is why it is written as 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3, etc. etc. Applying Millman's theorem to figure 12.5, we obtain VA is equal to V0 upon R0, then plus V1 upon R1. And what is R1? R1 is equal to R0 by 2 plus V3 upon R2. R2 is equal to R0 by 4 divided by the conductance 1 upon R1. So 1 upon R0 plus 1 upon R1, that is equal to 1 upon R0 by 2 plus 1 upon R2. So that is equal to 1 upon R0 by 4, that is equal to 7 upon R0 upon 1 upon R0 plus 2 upon R0 plus 4 upon R0. R0 will be common and will cancel out numerator and denominator. That means it is equal to 7 upon 7, that is equal to plus 1 volt. Drawing the equivalent circuit for the other 7 input combination and applying Millman's theorem will lead to the table of voltages shown in figure 12.3. To summarize, a resistive divider network can be built to change a digital voltage into equivalent analog voltage. The following criteria can be applied to this divider. So, we are summarizing how this resistive divider can be built to change a digital voltage into equivalent analog voltage. The first criteria is this: there must be one input resistor for each digital bit. Beginning with the LSB, each following resistor value is 1/2 the size of the previous resistor. So LSB, if it is resistor is having R0, then the next LSB 2 raised to 1 position will be having a resistance R1 which is equal to R0 by 2. Then at the position 2 raised to 2, the resistance should be R2 and that is equal to R0 by 4 and so on. So the full scale output voltage is equal to the positive voltage of the digital input signals. The divider would work equally well with the input voltage of 0 and minus V volt also. So for the negative logic also it will work. The fourth conclusions: the LSB has a weight of 1 upon 2 raised to n minus 1, where n is the number of bits. The change in the output voltage due to change in the LSB is equal to the position weight of the LSB multiplied by digital input voltage that is V. So, V upon 2 raised to n minus 1, where V is the digital input voltage level. The output voltage VA can be found for any digital input signal by using the following modified form of Millman's theorem, where V0, V1, V2, V3, etc., Vn minus 1 are the digital input voltage levels. Either it is going to be 0 or plus V, and n is the number of input bits. The output voltage VA can be found for any digital input signal by using the following modified form of the Millman theorem. That is equal to VA is equal to, this formula is important to calculate. So, VA is equal to V0 into 2 raised to 0 plus V1 into 2 raised to 1 plus V2 into 2 raised to 2 plus V3 into 2 raised to 3 plus etc. plus Vn minus 1 2 raised to n minus 1 upon in denominator 2 raised to n minus 1, where V0, V1, V2, V3, etc., Vn minus 1 are the digital input voltage level 0 or V, and n is the number of input bits. Now, we will see the example related with this. For a 5-bit resistive divider network, determine the following. A. The weight assigned to the LSB. B. The weight assigned to the second LSB and third LSB. C. The change in output voltage due to change in the LSB and second LSB and third LSB. The output voltage for digital input of 10101. Assume that 0 is equal to 0 volt and 1 is corresponds to plus 10 volt. So, digital levels is 0 corresponds to 0 levels and 1 corresponds to plus 10 volt. Now, we are getting the solutions. So, for what is first we have to find out? The weight assigned to the LSB. Weight assigned to the LSB is 1 upon 2 raised to L 2 raised to n minus 1. Here there is a 5-bit system. So, 1 upon 2 raised to 5 minus 1. 1 upon 32 minus 1, that is equal to 1 upon 31 is the LSB weight assigned. The second LSB weight is 2 times the weight of LSB, that is equal to 2 upon 31, and third LSB weight is 4 times. So, it should be 4 upon 31. The LSB causes a change in the output voltage of 10 upon V upon 1 upon 2 raised to n minus 1. That is why V is equal to 10 volt, and hence we consider 10 upon 31 is the LSB causes change in the output voltage. The second LSB causes an output voltage change of 20 upon 31 volt, and third LSB causes an output voltage of change of 40 upon 31 volt. The output voltage for a digital input of 10101 is given by using that formula, that is V into 2 raised to 0. Now, what was V in LSB here? LSB is going to be 1. So, V 1 corresponds to 10 volt into 2 raised to 0. Then second LSB is going to be 0. So, V1 is going to be 0. So, V1 into 2 raised to 1 plus V2, that is going to be third LSB, that is 1. So, that corresponds to 10 volt into 2 raised to 2. Then the fourth LSB is going to be 0. So, 0 into 2 raised to 3 plus MSB is going to be 1. So, 10 into 2 raised to 4 upon 2 raised to 5 minus 1, that means number of bits are going to be 5. So, 2 raised to 5 minus 1. So, 10 is going to be taken common. Wherever 0 is there, that position weight we do not consider. So, this position weight is going to be 1, this position weight is going to be 4, and this position weight is going to be 16. So, summation of this is going to be 21 into 10. So, 210 upon 31, that comes out to be plus 6.77 volt. So, we can say that for a digital input signal of 10101, the analog output voltage will be 6.77 if maximum voltage is going to be 10. This way we can able to calculate using this formula from any digital input signals. Any combinations is going to be there. Of course, using this formula, we can find out what should be the analog output voltage. This resistive divider has two serious drawbacks. The first is fact that each resistor in the network has different values. Since this divider are usually constructed by using a precise resistor, the added expenses becomes unattractive. Moreover, resistor used for the MSB is required to handle much greater current than that used for the LSB resistor. We have seen that value of the resistor of LSB is going to be R0. Then the next LSB is going to be R1 is equal to R0 by 2. So resistance become half. And each bit resistance is going to be changing to half of the previous resistance. So R0 by 2, R0 by 4, R0 by 8, I0 by 16, like that way. The resistance is decreases, and hence in each branch the amount of current is going to be increases in a binary fashion. So the current handling by MSB is very large compared to the current handling in the LSB. So this is most dangerous thing in any network. So one of the network here it is example is given. Moreover, the resistor used for the MSB is required to handle much greater current than that used for the LSB, and the precise value of the resistance are required. Otherwise, the analog output voltage corresponding to the digital signal is not going to be linear. So these two drawbacks are there in a resistive divider network. Moreover, resistor used for the MSB is required to handle a much greater current than that used for the LSB resistor. For example, in 10-bit system, the current through the MSB resistor is approximately 500 times as large as the current through the LSB resistor. So, if there is a 10-bit system is there, the current handling in the MSB is 500 times larger than the current in the LSB. For these reasons, the second type of resistor network called ladder network, binary ladder network has been developed. Thank you very much, friends.